Namaste yogis, welcome to your class of Ayurveda. My name is Abhishek. I'm gonna teach you the basic of Ayurveda. Now when we talk about Ayurveda, the first thing comes into the mind is the meaning of Ayurveda. The meaning itself lies in the word Ayurveda. Ayur means life and Veda means knowledge. So the knowledge of the life is the literal meaning of Ayurveda. Now the second question comes into our mind when we talk about Ayurveda is the founder. Here the founder is none other than Maharishi Dhanvantri. Now the Maharishi Dhanvantri himself founded Ayurveda approximately 5000 years ago. Now he got two students. One was Charak. Another student he got was Susrukt. Now, where Susrukt take the expertise on surgery. Now, you can resemble the name Susrukt with surgery. And Charak talk about general physician thing. So, Susrukt for surgery. And Charak for general physician. Now, so Dhanvantri had two students. One was Susrukt who gonna deal with the surgery. Yes, surgery was been existing in Indian culture from last 5000 years. Next was Charak. The Charak was dealing with general physician thing. Now, in modern medicine, we generally treat everybody equally. We consider that every body is similar. Clear? For example, most of the studies on the heart has been done only on the male heart. Means there was all the studies done only on the male heart, never done any study on the female heart. But here we do not divide on the basis of gender. We divide the body on the basis of dosha. Now what is dosha? Dosha is the consistency of your body. What do you mean by that? In simpler modern language, you can call them your genes. Yes, your genes. But these genes are affected by other factors like season. If it is a summer season, then your gene will be expressed differently. If it is a winter season, then it will be expressed differently. Now, if you talk about other factors, that effect is circadian rhythm. Now, when we talk about circadian rhythm is a new concept for many people. It has been coined in 2017 and they got the Nobel Prize, the Michael and the Jeffrey for circadian rhythm. But in Ayurveda, it was always a part. How? Because they talk about the circadian rhythm whole back 5000 years. Now, what is circadian rhythm? Circadian rhythm is a biological clock of every cell that is inside you according to the sun. And this discovery is being already lies into Ayurveda. Clear? Another things that affect our dosha is your age. At what age you are. Like for example, generally adolescence till 45 is a Pitta age. Clear? And there is a Vata age, there is a Kapha age. Means every dosha has a age. Now, other thing that is affecting our dosha, which is external stimuli. What do you mean by external stimuli? Means if you travel a lot, then your Vata will get imbalance. Now, let's summarize this and write over the board so you can understand very easily. So, Charak talk about the doshas. Clear? So, the doshas. Clear? Now, in Ayurveda, the doshas is the foremost important thing. What is dosha? In English, you can call it body type, but dosha is beyond body type. It is physical and mental, both the things, which is like, for example, you have seen some people eat all day long but never gain weight, but few people eat little bit and gain a lot of weight, or few people never get angry and very subtle, whereas some people get angry very easily. But how this is being made? It is because of your dosha. For example, if you never get the star in your life, then this is a star from your Ayurvedic teacher to you. Okay. Now, there are 5 fundamental elements and 3 dosha. How the fundamental elements and dosha go hand by hand, we will see. Air, ether. Air and ether make Vata dosha, where fire and water make Pitta dosha. And last but not the least is Kapha dosha. How the Kapha dosha is being made? Kapha dosha is being made by water and earth. Now, this is the star. I will write more easily so you can understand. Vata is equal to air plus ether. Pitta is fire and water. And Kapha is water and earth. Now, always remember that in yogic life and in Ayurvedic life, 5 fundamental elements make our body. How these 5 fundamental elements is divided in dosha? Vata is air and ether, Pitta fire and water, Kapha earth and water. Now, Vata generally related to joint, nervous system, Pitta is generally connected with your blood lymphatic systems and digestive fire. So for Pitta we will write digestive system, blood and immune, means immunity. Clear? Kapha on the other hand is related to mucus, clear, stability and strength. Clear? Now, always remember that nobody is pure Vata, neither pure Kapha nor pure Pitta. For now, I will give the example of me. Like Avi, you can call me Avi, of course. Clear? So, Avi has Vata 60%, Kapha 30% and Pitta as 10%. Similarly, everybody has 3 dosha, but depending which is the dominant dosha. So in my case, the dominant dosha is Vata dosha. So I will express the most of the characteristic from the Vata dosha. Clear? Now, what are the characteristics of Vata dosha? Vata dosha is mobility, Vata dosha is nerve signal, Vata dosha is agility, Vata dosha is creativity. But some problems is also with Vata, like every dosha, they can get little bit anxious. If you are getting anxious, more likely you are Vata, or you are getting overthinking, monkey minded. So these things are in Vata. When we talk about Pitta, Pitta are focused, concentrated, goal oriented, but sometimes they got jealousy, anger issue, they get skin rashes, hair fall, dandruff. Kapha are very calm, stable, relaxing, but on the other side they sometimes become too much sluggish, do not want to work, do not want to exercise. Clear? So every dosha has some physical and some mental characteristics. Clear? Not only physical, but physical plus mental characteristic. Clear? Now let's go little bit further. Okay, now so let's consider we have 3 buckets of 1 liter. One is air and ether. 3 buckets we have, 1 liter each. Fire and water, and water plus earth. Clear? Now each bucket has a capacity of 1 liter. So which would be the heaviest bucket? Which would be the heaviest bucket? So of course the Kapha is the heaviest bucket. So this bucket is the heaviest. If this is the heaviest, means it is the most heavy person, means generally heavy persons are Kapha dosha. Which would be the lightest? This will be the lightest. So lightest person would be the Vata, and the balance will be Pitta. Clear? So Vata, Pitta and Kapha, always remember these all dosha reside in you, but these dosha depend on what proportion you have expressed themselves. Clear? Any doubt till here? No. Going little bit further. Now there are some things that are affecting your dosha. What do you mean by that? Like for example, you are very calm, chilled, Kapha person, but due to environmental factor, somebody in your office, maybe your boss, get angry over you, and that will increase your Pitta. Clear? But you remain calm because you are a calm personality. Then what happen? You go back to your maybe your home and your neighbor start fighting. That will also increase your Pitta. So the external factors also matter. That's why we will not focus only on your body type. We will also see other factors which are not in our control. Like for example, five indicators of dosha balance and imbalance. So the first factor is body type, or what we call is your genes. Clear? What genes you get from your parents, that matter. Clear? That's determined. Second is season. Like if it is a summer season, then this is a Pitta season. Clear? After that, the third is the day timing, or people called it circadian rhythm, means how according to the clock the dosha will be changing. Means in Ayurveda there is a specific time to eat, there is a specific time to do yoga, there is a specific time to do meditation, there is a specific time to sleep. Clear? And it has been seen in the research now that if you do not sleep at a proper time, clear, then your chances of obesity, diabetes, cancer, migraine will be over the roof. Clear? Now, after that, fourth thing comes here, age. Now, age, for example, if you are from adolescence till you're 45, that is the Pitta age, means at that time you are competitive, you want to achieve, you are focused, that is a Pitta age. Clear? And last but not the least is external stimuli. Now, what do you mean by external stimuli? External stimuli means that you travel. Now, generally traveling cause Vata imbalance because there is so much movement. Especially if you travel very frequently, then the problem of Vata imbalance could happen. Clear? So, these are the 5 things or 5 indicators that tell us is your body is getting balanced or getting imbalance in the doshas. Clear? Now see, these are just indicators. Why we are calling them indicators? Because we do not have any control over these. Like you cannot control your genes, seasons are fixed. In clock you have particular time, so you cannot change. You cannot change your age and you cannot change the external stimuli. That's why we use the word indicators, means those we do not have in control. But why it is important to study? It is important to study because it gives a detail about the body. In modern medicine, generally we treat everybody equally. Like for example, if you get gastric reflux, they will give you a medicine, antacid, and just say go home. If you get a migraine, they will give you some medicine and say go home. But in Ayurveda, we will not. We will ask about your dosha, your lifestyle, and according to it, without medicine, we will treat it by herbs. Like for example, every dosha need a different herb, different remedy to treatment of any kind of problem. Till here we are clear? Very good. Now we see the 5 indicator of dosha balance and imbalance: body type, season, day timing, age, and external stimuli. But how to treat or how to get the dosha balance? So we have 2 remedies here for dosha balancing. Clear? 5 indicators for knowing is your dosha is balanced or not, and 2 remedies. Now let's go. What are the 2 remedies? The 2 remedies for dosha balancing. First is diet and second is general guidelines. Now here diet and general guidelines. Now when we talk about diet, we have keto diet, we have paleo diet, we have vegetarian diet, we have vegan diet, we have carnivorous diet, and different type of diet. But here diet specify according to dosha. Like for example, a simple example, if you are a Pitta dosha, then the oil you should use is coconut. But if you are a Vata dosha like me, then you should use mustard oil. And if you are a Kapha dosha, then you should use sesame oil. Another example I would like to give you. If you are a Pitta person, then watermelon is a good friend of you. But if you are a Vata person, then banana and mango is a good friend of you. But if you are a Kapha person, then berries like strawberry, blueberries are good friend of you. So depending on the dosha, we will change the diet. Clear? After that, general guidelines. General guidelines means how your activity should be go. Like for example, we consider yoga as yoga, but no. Yoga, exercise and other activity. For example, for Pitta person, it is better to engage more in calming and smoothing exercise. Like for example, they can go for Hatha yoga. Whereas Kapha, it is recommended to do Ashtanga. And in Vata, it is recommended to do Yin yoga. So depending on the dosha, even the yoga changes. Another example, for Pitta, it is recommended to do swimming. For Vata, it is recommended to do little bit gentle exercise like yin yoga, tai chi or walking. For Kapha it says to do more cardio. Clear? Even your sleeping pattern will be different from dosha to dosha. Even your fasting is a very big deal in Ayurveda, and fasting, all we know now, fasting kill cancer, and how fasting kill cancer we will talk later on, that what is autophagy and all that, but that is always part of a yogic culture and Ayurvedic culture. We will talk about later on. But for Kapha is recommended to fast for 2 to 3 days, where Vata only for 18 hours. Clear? So depending. So this was the general introduction of Ayurveda. Clear? Now here always remember that Ayurveda and yogic culture focus on sattvic diet. Now sattvic diet should be according to your dosha, not according to just like everybody is eating same. Clear? Even the pranayama should be done according to dosha. Like for example, if you're a Vata person, then the pranayama like Alom Vilom, Nadi Shodhan and Surya Bhedi will be more suited. If you're a Pitta dosha, then Shitli, Shitkari are more suited. And if you're a Kapha, then skull shining, like what we call skull shining pranayam or Kapal Bharti is more suited. Clear? Meditation is also depend on the person to person. These all things depend on the dosha. Now why we are learning doshas and everything? See, this what we now people call it biohacking, knowing your body, and then you have optimization. Ayurveda talked about it 5,000 years back. So if we go back to the roots of yogic culture and Ayurveda, then we can optimize our body. You can remove your joint pain, you can deal with migraine, you know that what kind of problem you will get in future, what kind of problem your children will get in future, or what your children should do according to their dosha, because dosha talk about also that, dosha talk about that what you should do which will be maximum of your potential, because dosha reside everything. Clear? Now always remember, once you know the dosha, your life will be upside down and your performance will be skyrocketed, because your body and mind will work in a synchronization with your soul. Clear? So thank you. This is all from my side. I'm signing off from Soham Yoga School. See you next time.